Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Now in Massachusetts, you can get your standard driver's license regardless of immigration status. Gather all required documents: proof of identity and date of birth, proof of Massachusetts residency, and proof of Social Security status. Next, register at mass.gov/myrmv for your learner's permit. When you pass, schedule your road test at mass.gov/myrmv and prepare at mass.gov/road test. Register today.
Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It is Wednesday, July 26, 2023. We are an hour late this morning because I thought, okay, I need to drink some more Java. I thought it was important to work with and be flexible with the schedule of our guest this morning, as I know she is extremely busy getting ready for the convention coming up this week. However, I can see her in the backstage and she looks like she is, getting a little vacation before the convention starts. Listen, I need you all to do me a favor. We are on at a different hour. And I'm just going to be very honest. I've heard some of the chatter, we don't know what's going on and blah, blah, blah. And so please tag some folks, hit share real quick and get folks in the room so they can find out directly from our local NAACP president, attorney Tanisha M. Sullivan, what's going on this weekend. You're going to hear about the hub. You're definitely going to hear about the Gospel Fest that's going on Sunday and everything that's going on this weekend for I forgot what year it is, the blank NAACP National Convention. I know she's going to get me when she comes in. Our president is not a stranger to the Java Cafe. She is a charter member, was with us in 2020 as an advocate around equity in all things responding to COVID. She's also an attorney and just a volunteer. We say that often, and I'm gonna need her to keep still so she can keep her signal, Jesus. She's switching her background. You should have stayed outside so we can mess with you a little bit. But let's go in and bring in our local president of the Boston branch of the NAACP, attorney Tanisha M. Sullivan, who is not a stranger and a family member here. But before we do that, I need you all to help me get to at least 15 viewers. Hit that share button. I'm going to hold off. I'm not going to bring her in until we get 15 people. No, I'm messing. Let's go ahead and bring in our president, attorney Tanisha M. Sullivan, president of the Boston branch of the NAACP. Hi, sister.
Hi, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning. And, as family and as a brother can, I can ask where you at.
So I'm home trying.
You're home?
I am home. I was outside.
You don't need no vacation, because if I had a backdrop like that.
I was out Hyde Park, come through.
Oh, God.
So I was outside, but my neighbors started mowing the lawn. And so I was like, okay, this is what we're doing this morning.
How are you, though? I know there's a lot going on. You're planning, you're in meetings and Zooms and texts and emails. I always ask, as we move in the mental health space on this platform, how are you as Tanisha doing?
I'm great. Listen, this has been a long journey getting to this
2 years.
And it has been truly, in so many respects, a labor of love for our organization, the NAACP, this historic organization. This is the 114th National Convention. It is, it's been a labor of love for us here in the NAACP Boston and for our community. And it's here. I have to say, I shared with someone yesterday that, we kicked off last week with a few pre-convention programs. So we had a prayer service on Thursday at St. John.
Which I heard was church, and you all interfered with the choir rehearsal, but go ahead.
Let me tell you something.
Mashiach.
Let me tell you something. No, there's definitely a moving of the Spirit of God, and Thursday was just exactly what we needed, and how we needed to start as we prepared to welcome our guests to the city. And then, we moved to Saturday. We had a day of action and service. We were in Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan, hundreds of volunteers. We did it in 2020 during COVID, because remember, the summer of 2020, we could be outside.
Yeah,
we were outside. So this is the second time we had Day of Action and Service with a convention. And that was wonderful too. And really just paying tribute to the fact that the NAACP at the local level, like the Boston branch, is all volunteer operated, right? We are all volunteers, really trying to be of service to our communities and to the NAACP. Volunteerism is a cornerstone of the NAACP, which a lot of people don't know. People think that this is my full-time job.
But listen, in any messaging when you've been on this platform, we have said what? We have clarified and made it perfectly plain. Don't make me ask you for your Cash App, because it is a volunteer position, and that means that you operate in a sense of a full-time position, though limited to probably reality part-time hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I know leading up to the convention, it's probably part-time, overtime, and full-time, all at the same damn time. Oh, sorry.
All the things.
Listen, but it is a volunteer position.
It is. And so, the NAACP is about volunteerism. And that's really how the NAACP has its impact across the country. It's volunteers. It's people in community like me, like you, who say, you know what, NAACP, we want to help you get your message into our communities. We want to help you as an organization to really drive the public policy positions that can make a difference in people's lives. And so we celebrated volunteerism on Saturday, Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan, Hyde Park. I'm always going to get Hyde Park in there. I'm just going to say it because I can.
Shout out to the Davis system. That was a big part, not a big part, actually facilitated that.
No, so we hired the Davis system, Anthony and Aaron Davis, to produce the Day of Action and Service. It was phenomenal. Like I said, hundreds of people came out across the city. So that was great. And then we, on Sunday, we were at Fenway Park.
Say it again, like we were at Bostonian.
What'd you say?
Say it like a true Bostonian again. Fenway what?
Did I really?
Yeah, say it.
Fenway Park. I got an R in there. I did not say Fenway Park.
Well, now that you're cognizant of it, but go ahead. I'm sorry. Because they're going to mess with us this week. We love y'all Bostonians, but y'all got an accent.
Listen, but we were at Fenway Park for NAACP Day.
Oh, I saw the pictures with you with the jersey on.
Yeah, I got a jersey. So my very first job when I was in high school, like my first real job, was working at Fenway Park.
Look at full circle, Jesus.
So yes, and amen. And so, so of course, I spent many spring, summer, falls, because, it's the Red Sox, at the park, been in the park a lot. Been on the fields, been fortunate to be on the field a number of times, but I've never gotten a jersey.
And you got a jersey.
And I got a jersey, and we did a little something. We did a little ceremonial first pitch. I was like, look at this. But I share that to say a couple of things. One, I have caught myself in just over the past couple of days, James, really just feeling the importance of where we are and what we're about to do. Um, I I have, been filled with emotion, positive emotion about how we're moving,
Mhm.
how people are showing up, how we're showing up as a city, like all aspects of the city. Like, I mean, I will, whether we're talking about community leaders, elected officials, business leaders, nonprofit community, like people just calling and saying, hey, like, not, they're saying, hey, not what can I do to help? It's like, this is what I'd like to do. Would this be helpful?
And don't forget the black and brown media outlets. I'm on a thread with at least 8 or 9 with Abba, someone from the
Abba
national.
Langston, yes.
Yeah, to ensure that we're present and supporting and getting the message, the events, and the activities out over the weekend in the hub. And we're going to get into that in a couple of seconds.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And so it's just been wonderful to be a part of such a unified and collective effort to help ensure that this convention is one that is successful. So the long answer to your question, I'm well.
Are you still on the first question?
Yes, I'm well.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to this week. I'm looking forward to, I'm definitely looking forward to AXO tonight.
I did the AXO competition once.
You did. Who was your through Boston?
It was through BPS and Mr. Dillon and Don Garner. You remember Don Garner?
Vaguely.
Mr. Dillon was the music teacher. Don was there, and it was at Madison Park at the Roland Hayes Division of Music.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So same, but I'm a little younger than you. So I was an act. Don't be looking like that, because that's true. So I'm an AXO alum as well. So my AXO director was
I'm about to pull up the track from Christmas. Keep talking.
No. Was Barbara Fields, right? And so Barbara Fields,
your CD from Christmas in 2020. Go ahead.
But I kept running through that. But Barbara Fields was my AXO director through NAACP Boston, and many folks might remember Barbara, longtime BPS leader. She was the head of the Office of Equity, which I ended up becoming the head of the Office of Equity. I
was just thinking about that. Yep.
Right. Talk about full circle. But Barbara was my AXO director. I participated in AXO in the late 90s, won here locally in vocal contemporary, and then went on to the national competition representing the Boston branch. That's like 30 plus years ago. It's crazy.
So speaking of AXO and competing and singing and whatnot, I'm just going to need you to be in place on Sunday, and we'll talk about that on Sunday.
So let me finish telling folks about AXO, because AXO is actually one of my favorite parts of convention.
Because you sing, but go ahead.
There are thousands of young people who actually starting today are coming into Boston. There will be about roughly, I think it's 950 of them who are competing in the AXO competition. It stands for Afro Academic, Cultural, Technological, and Scientific Olympics. They're competing across 32 disciplines. These young people are just phenomenal. They make me smile because they're just so powerful and so dynamic and so brave and all the things that is Black excellence. And we are fortunate here in Boston. We've got 14 students competing. We're bringing 21 students to the competition. They kick off tonight at the convention center at 7 p.m. We got a little something coming for you. You might see something happen tonight, James. Maybe. I'm just saying.
So first of all, we'll get into this, but there's like 80,000 events tonight, Thursday, Friday, I think Saturday, and then we got the Gospel Fest on Sunday. But I'm looking at the schedule right now, and I see the AXO. But so what are you teasing? That are you going to perform?
Huh?
If you can you can hear. Are you going to perform?
Listen, our young people are going to perform, and
Oh,
there will
us.
be,
Oh,
there
you
will be
pivot, you are a pivot queen. Come on, come
there will be some cameo appearances from some other folks, including some AXO alum, and some other community leaders
local.
around Boston, local people.
Give us just a cup. Come on, Tanisha.
So that's tonight. AXO, come celebrate our young people, 7 p.m. at the convention center. And then our young people are in competition tomorrow. They are serious, they are fierce. We will, on Saturday, have the AXO Awards ceremony. That is free and open to the public. Definitely inviting people to come out. That starts at 8 a.m. on Saturday morning at the convention center for the AXO Awards program.
Okay. And that's starting off tonight. And even though you won't give me any information about who's going to be singing, that's all right. I'll still make sure that we cover and show where folks can go ahead and get the schedule. But what are some of the other highlights going on this week?
One of the most exciting parts of this convention will be the hub. When we set out to bring the convention this year to the city, we knew that we wanted to make it the most inclusive and accessible convention in NAACP history. We've been doing this for 114 years, but thought that Boston would be a great place for us to test out some new ideas. And one of those new ideas is the hub. It's called the hub at the NAACP convention. The hub is open July 28th, so Friday, through July.
Oh, crap. Oh, there she goes.
Did you lose me?
We got you back. Who's trying to call you? Because we see you on Facebook right now. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You're good.
Facebook right now?
No. I'm just saying we can see you. You good.
Okay.
All right.
So the hub, I don't know if you heard this part.
Yep.
Okay. July 28th through July 30th is the hub. It opens on Friday at 2 p.m. It will close on Sunday at about 6 p.m. It's free and open to the public. And the idea behind the hub is to really bring the convention experience to the people.
Yep.
It is free. It's open to the public. There will be panel discussions. We're doing a career summit on Saturday to really highlight some of about 25 of our businesses here in Greater Boston. We'll have some panel discussions about a few of our growth industries, so life sciences, green economy, and sports and entertainment. In the hub, there'll be music, there'll be food, there are activations, there are games. It really is designed for every person to be able to participate in this convention. And so we're inviting people to come on out to the hub Friday through Sunday. Now, one of the questions I've gotten is, but that's the hub. What about the rest of the convention?
You can register on site.
You can register on site. Yes, you can.
I ran into Chandra the other day at the boat. I missed you at the boat ride.
So where was I? Doing something, because that's what we do these days. We've been in activation mode. But let me share this piece, because I've heard people have said, I've heard that people are like, well, that's the hub. What about the convention? Yep. So let's talk a little bit about what the convention is.
Okay.
So the convention is an annual meeting of all of the units. So all of the branches, like the Boston branch.
Yep.
It is a business meeting.
I was going to say that this is not just an Essence Fest, right. And this is a business meeting that consists of some form of elected delegates.
Yes.
And so there's business to where in most things where there is a membership, when it comes to voting and things like that, that is exclusive to the membership. However, any and everybody can do what? Join, correct? Did I lose you, Madam President?
Mm-hmm.
Where she? Oh, maybe there's a little delay. Are you there? think we'll get her back hopefully in a second. At least it's a beautiful screenshot. All right. Hopefully we'll get Madam President back in a second. But where we were getting ready to go is that the event, the hub is open to everyone. There are some events and some activities that are for members of the NAACP because they are doing business. However, you can register on site for the convention. Let me just get some information. I did actually put it in the comments there, and hopefully we will get our president back in just a second. But right here in the comments, you can go and click the schedule and then navigate your way back to, and what is, 1 second, let me secure. She's going to re-secure her connection. So our president will be right back with us. However, if you want more information, this is the best place to go. And it's hyperlinked, so you can go directly there and find out what's going on for the NAACP convention. Shameless plug, part of the convention on Sunday at 5 p.m., the Mayor's Gospel Fest is taking place. And let me tell you all about rehearsal last night. They danced. There's one of the songs that we're singing, and folks went up and went in. Sharon is on, I believe, and she was there, and a few other folks. There was definitely some church in rehearsal last night. So the folks kicked it off last Thursday for the prayer service in order to prepare for the NAACP convention, as well as there was some church last night in rehearsal. Speaking of that, well, if you have not been to a rehearsal, then I would not encourage you to show up tomorrow. However, for those that have been to rehearsal, please meet us at 12th Baptist Church tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. for the last rehearsal for the Gospel Fest. And we got our president back.
All right. Is this better?
It is better. You're good. You're good.
Okay, perfect.
And where we left off with the hub and registration, and that this convention is a business meeting, delegates, registration, blah, blah, blah. Not blah, 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 but go ahead.
Yeah. So it is a business meeting. And so the reason we come together every year is to conduct the business of the NAACP. So there are delegates from the different units or branches from across the country who will participate in the business meeting of the convention. And that's what many of us have registered for. So I had to register, for the record.
Did you say register? Go ahead.
What you say?
You said register. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, really? Are we going to do that? Mm-hmm. This is what we're going to do?
I'm preparing you for
You know, I'm a proud Bostonian.
I am too.
All day, every day. We got, all the generations of Bostonian are in me, and I'm very proud of that. So, if every now and then
you drop an R,
I drop an ah, it's all good. But seriously, so delegates had to register, right? And so I'm a delegate. I had to register to attend the convention. But one of the things that we really wanted to do, as I said, was really go deeper in creating opportunities for everybody to be able to participate in a meaningful way. So the hub is more than just an exhibit hall. It really is a fully activated space, free and open to the public, and it's on a weekend. Now, we know that, there are some folks do work on weekends. We have extended hours on Friday. The hub doesn't close until 9 p.m., opens at 2, closes at 9. So we're really trying to make it so that everyone who wants to participate, who wants to get a flavor for this convention, has the opportunity to do so.
Okay. We got folks in here sticking up for you. You better leave Madam President alone. Shout out to Will Dickerson, who's in the room talking about the Gospel Fest. Rochelle also said the hub did a great job advertising up and down Blue Hill Avenue, driving in. I was like, I really need to check it out. So dope for that. Again, to get to everything, I have a hyperlink here in the comments, or you can just Google NAACP.org and navigate. You do have to go over. So because again, you're aware, and I've also heard some of the chatter. So NAACP.org, you go over to, let me bring the screen up here. Hold on here. I'm talking and didn't do the demonstration. All right. So you go to NAACP.org. You click this middle piece here. you scroll down to events, and there's everything. Everything is right there. The national convention also separately to meet at the hub. And so that's where you go to get all of the information, to find out what's going on, the schedule and attractions and whatnot. And so I just really wanted to thank, we're just about getting up on time, but I wanted to thank our Madam President, as always, who comes in. And we also have a local link for what the local branch is doing for some events as well. And I think that is Pastor William Bishop Dickerson that's in the room. Okay, so we got both Dickersons in the room. We got the bishop, and then we got the mayor's faith-based lead. So shout out to Bishop Dickerson, who's in the. I may have to call him up to the tennis section.
And Bishop Dickerson prayed.
Oh, listen, listen. Let me tell you a story about Bishop Dickerson. We were in a meeting one day, and they asked him to pray. And I know the bishop's going to be bishop. I know he is. He's not going to, pull back from anything that he feels an unction or whatever. When I tell you that this man prayed like he was in somebody's Sunday night 8:00 service. Oh my God. But I listen, I heard that prayer service was fire.
Yes. And Bishop Dickerson, Reverend Arlene Hall, of course, Reverend Art Gordon hosted us. Reverend Mariama White Hammond, Reverend Willie Bodrick, Reverend Maureen Hughes, all participated. It was really powerful. Michael Bradley was our music director, worship leader. It was really moving in all the ways it needed to be. I do want to, a couple of things. I want to make sure folks know, because you're gonna see this. Okay. So tomorrow, today's Wednesday.
Yep.
Tomorrow, again, we're trying out some new things in the NAACP here in Boston.
Okay.
Because we do believe that, like Boston should, help.
You know how Boston rolls.
Put down a new marker of how things can be. And so tomorrow we've got about 30, 40, 50 organizers coming in early to participate in a civic engagement boot camp. It's going to be hosted over at the Boston Teachers Union. The organizers are coming in from across the country, NAACP organizers. We also have several of our local grassroots organizers and labor leaders participating in this boot camp. They had to pre-register, okay? But participating in that boot camp, they're going to be working with some national trainers, just really getting ready for right now in terms of the ongoing organizing and advocacy work that needs to happen in communities across the country, but also preparing for 2024 and ensuring that, again, we're registering people to vote, yes, but we are doing the deep necessary work to ensure that folks are turning out to vote, which is the critical piece of our voting rights work. So that's happening on Thursday, tomorrow. Okay. On Friday, cohort is coming into our communities.
Okay.
They and I've got to shout out Mimi Ramos, my sister, New England United for Justice, Councilor Julia Mejia, State Senator Liz Miranda, Executive Committee member for the Boston branch, Coquina Fuller. These sisters have really worked hard with our national office to create an opportunity for these organizers from across the country to be in Roxbury, Dorchester, and Mattapan, with not for like, shiny glass tours, but with our community grassroots organizations on the ground, to learn more about what these organizations are doing here in Boston, the issues they're advocating for, the strategies they're using, and then also to provide an opportunity for some sharing and exchange. We're really looking forward to that on Thursday for that, kind of that training piece, but then going into our communities, bringing these convention, attendees, but even more importantly, these organizers from across the country who care deeply about Black community, who care deeply about the issues that are impacting the Black community, to be in partnership with our grassroots organizations that are truly doing the work, not talking about it.
Doing.
Pause. But doing.
No pause. Sip.
So we're really, really excited about that. And it's the first time that the National Civic Engagement Team has ever done this. And so we're really excited that we're able to help them kind of pilot this in hopes that it will become something that is done in future years.
That definitely, and let that trickle down also to Axel, some level of that there, because one of the things we're going to be talking about soon is arts and activism, and that is and it's going to be an outlet, because we still haven't seen the full impact of the pandemic. But I thank you so much for coming today. Please keep me abreast, and knowing the president, how do I figure out, or who do I chat to get like a all access? You did not Zoom pause me. Hey, can you come help clean up the kitchen? You did not Zoom pause me. But no, your team did ensure that I have press credentials for the hub. I don't
say so. My team is thebomb.com. Shout out to Gail Jackson Blount, the team that she's built on comms, and Tasha Perez is just a boss when it comes to the media piece, and Denise Kegler, and
I was glad I was able to make today happen.
Absolutely. Yes, indeed. And of course we have Linda Dorsina Forey working with us. She is joined by Monica Dean and Marvin Vinay. Ayana Hines is jumping in. Also, of course, as you mentioned, the Davis system. They've got a college summit coming up on Friday. There's a college summit for the high school students. 9 a.m. at the Park Plaza Hotel. That kicks off. The Davis system is running that one. Rosemark is right now setting up our space in the convention center.
The hub?
In the hub. Because we heard, James, when we did a number of community meetings. We did a number of community meetings to help ensure that our community would know what's going on with the convention. Hundreds of people participated in those community meetings leading up to the convention and gave us feedback on what they'd like to see. And one of the things that folks told us they wanted to see was a significant Boston branch presence in the hub, a place where, we can convene, let's meet at the Boston spot. And so we heard that and put a team on it. And that team is right now, they're building it out. I know it's going to be phenomenal. But that was something that came up in our community meetings leading up to the convention. So we're super.
Hundreds of people attended.
Hundreds of people participated in those. Yes.
If okay, I got to behave, and I know you're busy and whatnot, and so I want to be sensitive.
I always have so much fun when I'm with you.
I know, and just make sure that Derek stops by the Java with Jimmy.
I'm sorry, did you say President Johnson?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Oh, wait.
When you're formal with him, he's like, "No, bro, he's a good, cool, laid back brother." Because some of the work you all doing, I got hip to around the groundwork project. that NAACP
with Representative
Kennedy.
Joseph Kennedy the third.
Yep.
Absolutely. The groundwork. I mean, that's what it's about. Is really driving this work to the grassroots level,
from the ground,
helping to ensure that our grassroots organizations have the support they need to have the impact necessary. This year's convention theme is Thriving Together. And so part of that is also ensuring that we as an NAACP are doing what we can to use the history, the heft, the influence of the NAACP to shine a light on some of our local grassroots organizations to help lift up their work. And Groundwork Project really does do that through the NAACP. My final piece, it's a shameless plug. It is. And I know you'll appreciate this.
Okay.
So on Friday, there will be a special filming of WGBH's or GBH's Basic Black.
Oh, I know.
It will be recorded at the convention center in the hub. And we'll have a number of special guests joining us, including Renee Graham, Dr. Lynn Perry Wooten, Philip Martin, and Tracy Griffith. We'll be talking about the recent affirmative action decisions coming out of the Supreme Court, as well as the student loan debt decision. And the special guest host will be me. I am super excited.
And your co-host? Listen, I just want to know. I heard all those notes and you laughing. I need to hear them on Sunday afternoon. Go ahead.
Yeah, I heard you need some Sopranos.
Now you remember that back in the day, the alto section is the biggest section, and we had
a lot of lazy Sopranos over there. I used to be one.
Yeah, but you did sing in the soprano section. I don't remember you.
I did.
Alto.
I did.
Okay.
I did. I tried to on over there every now and then, but no,
they
definitely.
Worked it out last night though. They worked it. Y'all better have some white sheets on Sunday.
Okay.
And a couple of tambourines.
And just a couple.
But no,
it's going to be great. Definitely everyone is welcome. I hope to see folks coming out this week. It's going to be wonderful, whether you are participating in the business meeting, you're participating in the hub, or you are participating in any of the wonderful events that are happening around the convention. I hope that folks will find at least 2 things that you might want to participate in so that you can be a part of this very historic 114th National NAACP Convention in Boston. Thanks, James.
Hold on. Last question.
Yes.
How do we, I just noticed this, and I know that you're big on this. The convention is coming.
Yes.
And how do we keep the money, not only the space like the hub and what it does for Black folks, but the economic impact? How do we post-convention, Madam President, ensure folks like yourself, Rasan now at Urban League, Sheena at Boston While Black, Vanya at Black and Brown Boston, even little, Java After Dark gatherings and whatnot. How do we keep the energy that's being produced in the hub, that this Black space? I think you were on the panel when we did green space in one of my first panels at Underground, Nia Grace's spot. And we talked about green space, the equity in cannabis, but then we talked about Black spaces. Would you answer Asia's question? How can we keep things like the hub sustainable in Boston and also keep flowing to people of color owned and small businesses in Rox Bay, Dorchester, Mattapan? And she did say Hyde Park, because there are Black folks in Hyde Park.
Actually, Hyde Park, there are a lot of Black people in Hyde Park.
Yes.
A lot of us.
Yeah.
So I love this question. It is the perfect way to wrap this up.
Absolutely.
There's been a lot of work that has gone into preparing for this convention. And, a lot of people have invested a lot of time into the planning. For me, the success of this convention is going to be more than, did things start and end on time? It really is going to be about what happens August 15th, November 15th, what happens in January of 2024 here in Boston and around the Commonwealth. How are we different as a community, as a society, because of what we've done as a result of this convention? Not what the convention has done for us, but what we've done as a result of participating in this convention. Okay. It's right. And so, yes, it's about the economic impact. And so for us as a Boston branch, and my team knows this out the gate, we were going to make sure that women-owned businesses and Black-owned businesses were going to have as much of our contracting dollars as possible. I'm a 100% person when it comes to that. Because what I know, the reality is that, yes, the majority of the convention dollars go to the hotels, go to the convention center. That's where, period, full stop.
And outside of Richard and Kirk, there's not a lot of us that own. And so we knew, right, just out the gate, Black-owned businesses, women-owned businesses were not going to be getting. Don't forget LGBTQ plus.
LGBTQ plus businesses were not going to receive the majority of those dollars, because the majority of the dollars go into the hotels and go into the convention center. But I'm a firm believer, and I say this to corporations, I say this to our government at the local and state level. We control what we can control. And what I knew we could control were many of the other pieces. And so when I talk about being intentional in ensuring that the majority of our dollars, the little bit of money we got, we're going to Black-owned, women-owned, other people of color, LGBTQ-owned businesses, that's because I know they're not getting those dollars from the larger pie. And so for our part, we brought on Rosemark, and Rose has been very clear that, as a Black-owned business, the Boston branch that's been in business for years, does business around the world. The Boston branch has provided Rosemark with its largest contract ever here in the city of Boston.
That is dope.
That was intentional. It was intentional for us to pull on up the Davis system. And to say to them, we want y'all to be a part of this thing, and we want you to run some very important events during this convention. It was intentional for us to reach out to include web design with Brandon and Kristen Ransom, and ask them, you know what? Do whatever you want with the website, redesign it, make it more functional. We want you all to take control of that, right? And so we were very intentional, and will continue to be intentional about providing those opportunities, because it is not just about a convention contract. It is about positioning these businesses so that they can get additional business, so that they can, so that other people, other businesses can see their work, the quality of their work, and invite them to bid on contracts or give them straight up contracts. I have literally been standing in the last 3 weeks, standing with members of our team our consultants and firms that we brought on, in rooms with multi-billion-dollar companies, when they've said, oh, you're doing that for the branch? Can we get your information? We'd like to put you on our list. We've got some business for you. That's what I'm talking about. And so that's the impact that I'm looking for. Absolutely.
Anthony of the Davis system is here. We were just talking about you. I'm glad. There's nothing bad to say, but I'm glad we were talking well. That is, and listen, I don't know if you know, but I've turned myself over to the Davis system. Operations.
Have you turned yourself over?
And listen, let me tell you, the impact is real, and there's intention. I needed the management, but just from a couple of things we're involved in, they're like, Jimmy, yo, who's doing that? I'm like, y'all need to hit Anthony. They got some things get ready to come down the pike.
They're phenomenal. They're outstanding. And so that's what. And so when we talk about the businesses that we've brought on for this convention, and I know there's so many others. I mean, Ricardo from Privé Parking has the transportation contract. So the bus, he is managing kind of the transportation for the convention. These are the things that, yes, create opportunity for right now.
Yep.
But also, and I want to say this part real slow, also help to show what is possible. It helps to show what can be done when we want to do something, when we want to ensure Black businesses and women-owned businesses have an opportunity to participate. We can make it happen. And so I'm hoping that from an economic standpoint, we say with our words, but we're demonstrating with our actions
and dollars
that there are women-owned, and our dollars, that there are women-owned businesses, there are Black-owned businesses, there are businesses of color and LGBTQ-owned businesses that are not just here, but are capable of doing work, high quality work at this level. And so I'm super excited about this.
Absolutely. I just wanted to note the wife is in here as well, Erin Davis, and she's acknowledging the family. I'm sure you have as well. Thank you all for keeping us in your prayers over the last couple of weeks, because both sides of the family have had transition of family members. And so I just saw that as well. But I thank you for answering. As Sia said, you were going to get tired of answering her questions. But no, thank you for answering that, the intentionality around that. And I will do this shameless plug that with that advocacy, Nicole is doing it at some level, Nicole Olby of Beckma and whatnot. Us Black-owned media, maybe evolving comms firms, also need that level of support and investment in as well, because not just the convention, but media buys and stuff like that. Everybody goes to Legacy and whatnot. And then the real, if they really want to get some in reach, it's platforms like this, like Black Brown Boston, like Boston Real Media, who's in the room today, to keep that in mind as well, because as things are evolving and changing, more people are moving away from legacy and listening into real, authentic, organically community-driven conversations like this. And so I just kind of had to
shout out to Vanya. Thank you. Shout out to Vanya,
who is like, listen,
that sister.
She's doing it, and it's and I know on a shoestring vision, coming into fruition. And so shout out to her. And I love what I'm also seeing in this influencer space, me and Boston Real Media, the Davis system, and I. Vanya came out to the thing we did the other day and whatnot. Charlene, who's an influencer in the city as well, has been coaching me and event planning for my event. I mean, it's just, you talked about in the last part about what is possible.
Yes.
It's happening. It is happening. As much as we have Canyon, not just room, Canyon for improvement, there has been improvement. And so we can't negate that. So, all right, you done got me started, Jesus. Oh, it's 10:52. I'm so sorry. Tell the team I'm sorry for holding.
Listen, I'm finishing my coffee.
Okay, me too. I'm on my last sip right now. So let's take our last sip together so they can screen capture that. Okay. Ready? Oh. One of these days, I swear, I might have to ask NAACP for a grant to replace this mixer, because the coffee's going to come out and it's just going to go. Psst. But thank
you very, very much. Look forward to seeing everybody this weekend again, July 28th to July 30th. Check out certainly the NAACP.org schedule. Many things being posted and updated, many more announcements to come. Also check out the NAACP Boston website. We've got our hyper local events and programming. I will tell you this, we've got 2 events on Friday night at Grace by Nia. Those are currently posted on our NAACP Boston website.
Hey. What's going on Friday night at Grace by Nia? And
yes. So we have 2 events happening there. So one is lifting up and celebrating our lifetime members in the NAACP. So if you're a lifetime member, we say thank you. If you'd like to be a lifetime member, we say welcome. And if you want to celebrate lifetime members, we say thank you.
How do you get on the list?
Go to the NAACPBoston.com
Can you
link.
Can I text?
I just put it in. I put it in the. Oh, this is for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one. The second, and then later that evening, the branch is co-hosting with the Mass Black and Latino Legislative Caucus and the electeds of color here in Boston, a party at Grace by Nia on Friday night. So again,
open to the public, right?
It is, and it's listen. They're on a whole capacity that is on the website right now. It's on the website.
Can you come on,
We're
sister?
talking to people, not James.
Okay, I love you.
But here we go. We have, I think we have shared most, if not, we've shared just about all of our events so far. There's one more to come.
And what is that one? Come on, you got it. You can't do that and not drop a hint of a tease on here. We got Boston Real Media on here to make sure we get it out. They've been supportive and whatnot. So yes, what is one more event that's being?
We're really excited. So on July 31st, we will have the Boston branch will host its signature convention event. Every year, the host branch
does their thing.
Does a little something. Okay. And so
do I need to be there Monday?
What'd you say?
What time do I need to be there Monday?
And so the Boston branch will host its signature event. Thank you to all of our sponsors for helping to make this possible. We've got a number of corporations, Mass Mutual, State Street, Santa Fe, the Labor, the National Association of Building Trades, Eastern Bank, TD Bruin, Citizens, Eastern Bank, the list goes on, have all really helped to make this all possible. And so on July 31st, we will have the boss at 9 p.m. is the Boston p.m. The Boston branch signature event
on a Monday night at 9 p.m.
I'm sorry?
On a Monday night at 9 p.m. Are you being funny? No,
I'm very serious.
Boston.
It's during the convention.
Oh, that's right.
About the convention.
So okay. The team is on. Shout out to the Davis system again. And I know y'all, so between my sister and folks that are taking care of a good brother. Hopefully, the Nia, you said Nia's, and I immediately started thinking of the Cajun ceviche. So yeah.
So Grace by Nia on Friday night.
2 events. Okay.
2 events one night.
2 events.
And then Monday we'll probably, I think we might share it today, maybe tomorrow.
You just shared it. Say where it was.
But what I will say is stay on top. Like the Davis system is dropping those links there. Keep your eye on that page for when we post the Monday night signature soiree. We have to represent.
I'm getting ready to just make sure you have a little reminder. Check your phone. Okay, God bless you, Sister Tanisha. We'll see you Thursday, Friday at some point and at Grace and on Monday. in the hub. I'll definitely be. I'm going to have a little station in the hub. I got my little portable mic. I'm trying to see if the graphics people can give me the little, the little thing that goes on the mic that says Java with Jimmy. I'm trying to break it out for the NAACP convention.
Please do. So
I may not be a roll-on, but what you call it.
Please, but come on through. Look forward to seeing folks. And James, whatever you need, just hit me.
Y'all heard Aaron and Anthony, I love y'all. Can y'all? I'll text you and then formally send the email as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sister. And be prepared for Sunday afternoon. Be prepared for Sunday afternoon.
Huh?
Be prepared for Sunday afternoon.
I know y'all gonna do a little something.
Yeah, we gonna. No, I'm talking about y'all. You gonna help us out.
Oh,
love you, sister. Have a wonderful day. The text I'm going to get after that. Listen, everyone, we're a little bit over time. Thank you for staying with us at a later hour this morning and for the hour. But as folks are saying in the comments, they found this very informative, and that was our intent. So I appreciate our president coming into the room. There's a lot going on. Let's get out this weekend. I say this often with the Waterfront Coalition and things like that. When these spaces are created, we need to take advantage of them and go out. Yes, there's transportation equity issues. Yes, transportation, the MBTA is interesting. Uber is expensive, and so is Lyft. But it's an investment in our self-care, in our Black joy, in our networking, and finding out other family members, part of our family of Black and brown folks and community. Y'all know we all halfway at some point. I wasn't going to say related, but listen, that kindred spirit. This is what events like this does. And myself and others and Boston While Black and Black and Brown Boston, Davis Systems and others are working to sustain, to Asia's point, spaces like this. Mass Cultural Council giving out grants like that. The mayor's office doing their things. Brother Darnell, Poetry in the Park and whatnot. We need these spaces. And it even informs peace. Because if we're present out there, the likeliness, because some of these folks are brazen, the likeliness of somebody doing something decreases. I don't know how I got there, but y'all have a wonderful day. Don't forget, choir rehearsal for those of you that have been at either one of the two rehearsals is tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. at 12th Baptist Church. Listen, we trying to be ready for y'all Sunday. Y'all better bring the tambourines and the white sheets and all that, because they danced in rehearsal last night. Absolutely. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Boston Road Media. If someone can send me all those links to those festivities she mentioned. Yes. Aaron, if we can get those links, Anissa has the address. If we can get the Boston Real Media, all of those links, they'll get them out to their wonderful audience. And so, all right, folks, I'm tired. So that means today was one of those shows. I appreciate. Listen, y'all. The Davis system need to change their name to, I don't know, Miracle Impact Excellence, MIE. I don't know. But no, shout out to the Davis system for everything that they are helping us build this brand and expand. Y'all, they just did a pitch deck for Java with Jimmy. Crazy. So if you're on here listening now or listening to the playback and you want some folks to help you organize, raise your social media, help you get out messaging, help you put an event together even, reach out to the Davis system. All right. Y'all have a wonderful day, and we will see you guys. Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow at 9 a.m., the Massachusetts Health Connector will be with us. And so please tune in at 9 a.m. I actually got to get them a report real quick. Please tune in with them at 9 a.m. and we will talk to you tomorrow morning. Yes, I already said that. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Have a great day, everybody. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.